Residents of Fate on the Xbox 360. Ah, the almighty Trios. Or in this case, the Tri-Attack. I said I was going to do a video just on the Tri-Attack because this is one of the mechanics that's the hardest to explain. It's so hard to explain, apparently, that the tutorial does a lousy job of explaining. It's such a bad... This screen is so bad, it doesn't even explain how to turn on this stupid Tri-Attack. But I will do that. I will do what the developers would not, and that is actually explain a key mechanic in their own game. And I'll have to do another video where I explain it even better than I even attempt to here, because that's how complicated it can be if you're not in the mood to learn it. So I'll resume. I am here inside the arena with all three of my characters. This particular mechanic combines the hero action I explained earlier with the ability to set up a combination hero action with all three characters. Which means basically, instead of just doing a hero attack once, I can do an attack that combines all three characters into a single attack that replenishes pretty much all of my, not my health so much, but replenishes basically what I lose by doing hero attacks. And I'll explain that by going to the manual a little bit. The Tri-Attack right here. Under the proper conditions, all three characters can join a combination attack. Running between the other two characters during a hero action will earn 1 resonance point. Any other action will result in the loss of 1 or more resonance points. By using stored resonance points and expending the hero gauge, all three characters can perform a group hero action that travels the triangle of their positions form and lasts as many rounds as the number of resonance points stored. When activated, all the characters whose action gauges are full will begin to attack. You must press the Y button. You must press the Y button to begin the Tri-Attack. I will explain that. That is the part that is not mentioned on this screen. I don't know why they didn't explain that. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. I wish they would have explained that, because when I first got this game from the library in Mount Airy, Maryland. They never explained this. I'm gonna have to restart. Yeah, because I accidentally turned off Vash. Not Vash the Stampede, whatever this dude's name is. Okay, the Tri-Attack. Again, I have to perform a hero action between two other characters. Vash is in the middle, so let's do him. I'll just have him run in between these two characters on my left and my right. I press the X button. See the hero action meter is now blue? Why is it blue? It was red last time, wasn't it? Aha, that's a normal hero action. See that? It's red if you perform a normal hero action. So if I just run over here, it's going to be red, it's normal. Oh, by the way, on the bottom left, right-hand corner of the screen, above Vash's name, see how it says 0 resonance? Just follow the dotted red line right there. That's where it says 0 resonance. It's above Vashrian's name. Again, my hero action guide is red. But if I move this hero action guide between these two characters, it will become blue. In fact, you'll see a flash right here. Let me slow it down a bit. There you go. See that? Red, blue. So if I point my guide between the two characters, this line will turn blue. That's how I know I'm performing a hero action that will increase the resonance from 0 to 1. See, right now it's red, but if I perform this action, it will change to blue and increase my resonance points from 0 to 1. So for the purpose of this exercise, I will send Vash to the other side of the screen with this blue meter, and the number of resonance points will go up from 0 to 1 by the time I'm done. But before I do that, let me select a target. I'm going to select this one. I don't really have to do this for the training. In fact, I'll just run over here and not shoot. So I'll just run. When I get to the other side, I'll just stop. The only thing this activity requires is my ability to perform the Tri-Attack. So now I'm going to choose Zephyr. I'm going to press the X button. That's my hero action guide. Now if I move it over here, it will turn blue. But by the way, you see on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, I have 1 resonance point. That's because I used my hero action to run in between the 2 allies and change this red guide to blue. So if I do it with Zephyr, I will have 2 resonance points after this action instead of just 1. And I'll go all the way over here. In fact, where do I want? Yeah, for the purpose of this exercise, I'll just move him over here. Because it'll be easier to set up the tri-attack this way. So I'll press X to start running. And I won't shoot, I'll just run. Okay, I have 2 resonance points now. So let's press the X button one last time. Again, I have 2 resonance points. My hero action guide is red, but I will move in between on my 2 allies. They flash blue, as does my hero action guide. Goes from red to blue here. By the time I'm done running, I will have 3 resonance points. And that's where the fun begins. So I'll just run. See? I have 3 resonance points now. If you look on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And now here's where the fun starts. I have to press the Y button. This is what the manual didn't tell us. Press the Y button. Uh-oh, what's that triangle right there? That's the almighty tri-attack right there. In fact, I'm going to press the LB or RB button. Time is not moving now. This is a turn-based element of the game. I'm going to press the LB button to choose the next person on the list. That's Leanne. It's going to move up the list. So if I press LB again, it'll choose Zephyr. I'm trying to determine who should attack first. So I'm pressing LB to move up the line. By the way, next to everyone's name, see right here, I'm choosing Vash. There's a 1 next to his name. The second person is Leanne. There's a 2 next to her name. The third person will be Zephyr. Let's press LB again, because maybe I want Leanne to go first. So that'll be she'll be a 1 next to her name. Zephyr will go second, because there's a 2 next to his name. Vash has a 3 next to his name. He will go third. But let's press LB again. Zephyr will go first. Vash will go second. Leanne will go third. Let me press the RB button. So I'll go down the list instead of up. If I go down the list, so you see it again. Leanne is first, Zephyr second, Vash third. Press RB again. Vash is first, Leanne is second, Zephyr is third. Now remember I mentioned before that scratch damage doesn't kill enemies? So maybe Zephyr should go first. I'm going to press RB again. So let's let Zephyr go first. He has a machine gun. Let him whittle down the enemies, take their green bars down to blue, and then switch to a character who has a red gun. Well, Leanne has a red gun. We already know that. So she'll be able to do direct damage and transfer that temporary blue scratch damage to red. Vash, what does he have? He has a red gun too, so he can do permanent red damage. Direct damage. So maybe these guys should go last. And let Zephyr go first, because he's just going to whittle people down. He can't finish them off. So I think the best way to pile on damage here is to let Zephyr go first with his blue gun, and then let Vash go second with his red gun to do direct damage, to transfer that blue scratch damage to a red. And then let Leanne go last, because she can actually do a bit of damage without the bar being blue. So let's let Zephyr go first. He's got the 1. Vash will go second. He's got the 2. Leanne will go third. She's third. So I press X to start the tri-attack. You can see where everyone's going, because I've been switching between these guys. So you can see how this will go. There's nothing in our way, so we're just going to press the X button to get it started. Let's do this. I'll press the X button. Fire. That's scratch. Switch to Vash. Direct. So for the purpose of this exercise, all I did was perform the tri-attack. I'm going to do it again because I ended up choosing the wrong target. But you basically got to see all of the elements of the tri-attack, everything that I had to do to set up the tri-attack, as well as everything I had to do to determine who's going to go first in the tri-attack, and who's going to go second and third as a result. So all I had to do was set up a try attack and perform it. I didn't have to kill anybody. I didn't have to do a bunch of nonsense. All I had to do was just perform it. But I wanted to show you what the thought process was if I wanted to do my own try attack. So let me do exactly what I did before. Basically, I'm just gonna go over here to the left. I'm not gonna shoot anybody. I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna perform a hero action and move to a new place. I already explained in the last video how the hero action works, so I'm just gonna set up 3 hero actions. Again, not red, but blue. So I now have 1 resonance point. I want to give myself 2 resonance points. And I'll make this simple by going over here like I did last time. So yeah, I got 2 resonance points now because I crossed the paths of my 2 allies. And now Leanne's going to go and give me the 3rd resonance point. Because she's going to go right in between her allies again. And there's the 3rd resonance point. So now I can perform the try attack by pressing Y. Or at least initiate the try attack by pressing Y. But before I go any further, I'm going to make sure I choose the right character. I want Zephyr to go first. And before I start, I want him to attack these vulnerable targets. Vash will go second because you see the 2 next to his name. Leanne will go third because you see the 3 next to her name. So I'll press the X button and start the try attack. Scratch. That's permanent. Zephyr again. I'm just piling on damage at this point. Well, so you saw what I needed to do to kind of get that going. Now, I guess a more interesting question would be, if I choose Zephyr first, why is Vash always going second? Is it possible to set up a try attack where Leanne goes second instead of Vash? That's going to be, change turn order. That's going to be the part that I want to figure out, actually. Because that's what the Y button is supposed to do. See where it says on the left-hand side, change turn order? Let's see if we can do that. We still want Zephyr to go first, because he has the blue gun that does scratch damage, temporary damage. I still want him to go first. But let's say I want Leanne to go second instead of Vash. And when I show you when I get to the battle screen, I'll set that up. So like we did before, we'll send Vash in between the 2. And you'll get running. And then I'll send Zephyr down, whoops, there we go. I send Zephyr, not red, but blue, for the 2nd resonance point. Get her inside of Leanne in between those 2. So now we have 2 resonance points. Now let's get Leanne going. By the way, you notice how the bezel down there has lost 2 orange bars? Well, once you do the try attack, we're going to get those back. Leanne's going to go in between. That's the 3rd resonance point. So now we're ready to set up the try attack. We're going to press Y to initiate the try attack. Who's going to go first? Zephyr. He's got the blue scratch damage machine gun. But Vash is second. I don't want him to go second. Let's say I want Leanne to go second. Okay. I'll press Y. That changes the order. Zephyr's still going first, but Leanne's going second. And by the way, that red trail on the try attack is kind of moving a different direction now. I'll press Y again to show it. See how the triangle is moving in the opposite direction? What really matters are the numbers you see on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Zephyr's going first, Vash is going second. I'll press Y. Now Leanne's going second. See that? Zephyr's still first, but now Leanne's going to go second instead of Vash. Let's initiate this. I want to choose a target. And now let's get this started with the X button. Now Leanne. Okay, someone got in her way. Again. Leanne. And I'll send her into the air. Okay, I wiped out 2 guys, so that was good. And in the process, I'm pretty sure I got a couple of orange bezels. But when I do another battle, I'll be able to point all that out in more detail. Because the purpose of this exercise was just to do the attack, not to replenish my bar or anything like that. In fact, I'm going to do this one more time and make it a bit more complicated. Because remember how I had only 3 resonance points? Well, now I'm going to give these guys 4 resonance points. This is going to get tricky, but like I said, I'm going to abuse this tri-attack tutorial a bit, because this is a pretty good opportunity to explain all of the nuances of this system they got going on here. As wacky and complicated as this system is, it's worth trying out. I'm going to set up everything the way I did before. We can mix it up later. We just want to get the basics down by doing everything we did previously. Because it worked last time. That's 1 resonance point. Let's get to the inside for 2 resonance points. Now we're going to get Leanne involved for the 3rd resonance point. We're going to mix it up a bit after we get the 3rd point. We're not going to initiate the tri-attack right away this time. Let's set up a 4th point, huh? Press X. Let's get in between these guys. I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? Because I only have 3 bezels. I've already used up 3 orange. I've lost 3 orange bezels already. Why do I want to use another hero attack? Why do I want to use another hero action and waste another bezel? See, now I'm down to 4. I have 4 resonance points. Why don't I just, you know, start the tri-attack? Well, maybe I want a longer tri-attack. Let's see what happens. Zephyr's going first. I'm going to press Y to initiate. There's the triangle. Vash is going 3rd. Leanne's going 2nd. I'll press Y again because I want Vash to go 2nd this time. Zephyr's still going 1st. Leanne's going 2nd. Who's in our way? Well, that guy's not going to be a problem, so we'll just target the guy in the back. I can press R to switch targets, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to attack the guy in the back right there. So let's press X to get started and get shooting. There's Vash going up in the air. Looks like I wasted 2 guys already. Okay, so I took out one of the targets. So it didn't give me a whole lot of options in terms of what I could do after I initiated the attack. So I gave myself 4 resonance points instead of 3. So what happens if I go beyond 3 resonance points? Or actually, for the purposes of this exercise, what can I do with only 2 resonance points? Well, let's try it out. We're experimenting, aren't we? Well, again, in future exercises, we'll be able to go into more detail about what we can do with these tri-attacks. Can I get started with 2 resonance points? Probably not. Let's at least see what we can get started. Okay, can I press Y now? Looks like I can. I can do a tri-attack with only 1 resonance point. You kidding me? I'm not kidding you. But it looks like Zephyr's still going 1st, Vash is going 2nd, Leanne's going 3rd. But for this, Leanne hasn't, but Vash is already gone. So even though he's already done his action, he's already done his hero action, can he participate in this tri-attack? I don't know, maybe we should let him go first. Press the LB button. Can he get started? Let's see if it lets us do it. I'm going to press X. He can participate in the tri-attack, even though he already took his turn. He's able to participate in the tri-attack. His turn ended, though. I wasn't able to select him. He can still participate. So now we're starting to see some of the interesting parts of the tri-attack. But this didn't count. Did you see what happened? It didn't count for the completion of the condition. We did a tri-attack. It just didn't count for anything. At least for the purposes of this training. But look at that. Everyone's refreshed now. Everyone can have a turn now. I lost an orange bezel, but everyone can still start over again. You know what? He participated 3 times. Let's let him go again. Why not, huh? Why the heck not? The game lets us do it, so let's do it. Okay, so we have 1 resonance point now. Can we do another tri-attack? Well, I can't choose Vash. See, I'm pressing the RB button, I'm pressing the LB button, I can't select him. He shouldn't be able to go again, should he? But okay, so let's use Zephyr. Well, let's have Zephyr initiate the tri-attack. I have 1 resonance point. I'm going to press Y and start it. Wait, I can actually select Vash. So now that I'm in the try attack, I can actually choose Vash, even though he already performed the hero action that initiated this that gave us the resonance point we needed to initiate this attack. So even though he already ran and ended his turn, and I couldn't select him before the try attack, now that I've chosen another character to initiate it, I can let Vash start the try attack. So even though he's already gone, he's able to get another shot off. This sounds like something I might be able to use if, say, Zephyr in his blue scratch weapon needs to pile on damage against multiple enemies before letting the people with the red direct damage guns inflict permanent direct damage on those multiple enemies. That sounds like something that might help me out. I'll try it out, but for now, I'll let Vash get things started with the X button. Yeah, see, again, he seems to be doing pretty well, even though he's already used up his turn. But hey, apparently the try attack lets characters who've already moved move again, even though their turn hasn't come up yet. So now all of a sudden, this try attack seems to be a lot more useful than even I thought it was before I started this training. Because I didn't know I could do all this, or maybe I forgot that I could do all of this in the 3 years since I played this game. I bought it, I got it from the library, and I spent an hour trying to figure out how this darn system worked. Apparently it worked. It really worked. Now let me move this guy a little bit. Okay. Now that he's moved, I'm going to end his turn. And I'm going to go to Zephyr. And I'll move him in between these guys. I haven't used up any here. I haven't seen my orange bar at the bottom. I haven't used up any orange bars yet. No orange bezels have been used up. But I will gain a resonance point here. So let's set that up. I'm going to take a few shots. So my turn's over. But maybe it's not. Maybe Leanne can initiate. So even though Vash has moved out of the way without using a Bezel, it allowed Zephyr to move in between us for the one resonance point we need to initiate the try attack with Leanne. So only one person has taken a shot, but Leanne can get us started. She's going to initiate us, but she's not going to start the try attack. She's going to allow us to begin it, but we'll let Zephyr start it off. Even though he's already moved, and even though Vash has already ended his turn, Leanne was still available, and she used her available turn to initiate this try attack so that Zephyr, or Vash, can take the next shot. But since Zephyr has the machine gun with the blue scratch damage that I want him to attack the other enemy. See, he already took a shot at this guy. But why doesn't he take a shot at this other guy? So now I have two guys with a bunch of blue damage on them, and I can then unleash my red direct damage, permanent damage on both of those guys within the same try attack. So instead of piling up damage on one guy, I can pile up damage on two. Using that tiny little strategy I did at the beginning to move one guy out of the way, end his turn, move Zephyr, the blue guy, in between them, and then let the third character initiate this try attack so that the guy with the blue gun can attack two enemies instead of just one. And I only had to use one bezel this time to initiate the try attack. So let's see how many enemies I can take out this time. I'm not targeting this guy, I'm targeting this guy. So we'll let Zephyr get things started. Leanne will go second, Vash will finish it off. Actually, just to make things interesting, I'll press Y and let Vash go second. Even though he's already ended his turn, he's going to participate in this try attack before Leanne does. And Leanne hasn't moved yet. All she did was initiate this try attack. So now I'm starting to see all the properties of this try attack and the ways I can kind of manipulate it. Kind of make battles a bit more manageable than they would be otherwise. Let's press X to get things started. Let's get jumping. He's going to pile on more damage. Okay, I guess they're making it sound like you didn't were able to get it off, huh? Oh, that's probably why. I think I figured out why that happened. We only had one resonance point. So we used up that one resonance point by allowing Zephyr to do the hero action. So that's an interesting wrinkle. So maybe I can do a few more things with this tri-attack than I thought was possible. Let me check the manual on that. Let's go down to the tri-attack explanation down there. All three characters can perform hero action travel the same. Okay, last as many rounds as the number of resonance points stored. When activated, all characters whose action gauges are full will begin to attack. So that implies to me that I can't have two people participate in a tri-attack with only one resonance point. Okay. So now it's starting to make a bit more sense. But I do like the idea of knowing that I can replenish everyone's turn by having one guy wipe out pile-on damage against three guys before the other guys even get a chance to take their first shot. So all their shots are worth more damage now. So now it's starting to seem that let's see if we can manipulate that a bit. Let's see what we can do with that. Do I want to restart? Yes, restart that. Because I want one guy to be able to wipe out a bunch of guys with one tri-attack. So we're going to restart this training. And I want to do something that I didn't think I was going to be able to do before I started this video. And that is let one guy get let one character get off both shots. Let's see. I think Zephyr can still get in between these guys. What do you think? Yep. Looks like he can. In fact, that was the default option, to get in between these guys. Let's see how far out he can go. Oh, not that far. Looks like he's kind of limited in terms of where he can go, but still something. Let's see how far out he can go. And maybe I can jump in the air to get a bit more distance, huh? So who's the first guy I want to target? Let's take that guy on the right. Press Y. The meter has to fill up, and I'll jump to give myself a little bit more time. Okay, so I was able to get a couple of shots off. So let's let Leanne initiate, huh? And we'll let Zephyr get the next shot on the guy on the left. So we only have one resonance point, but we'll use it to give Zephyr a chance to pile up some damage against this guy on the left. Let's see if we can do it. Let's get started with the X button. Who's going to go next, Vash or Leanne? Leanne got things started. We'll let her go last because I'm trying to make a point here. So let's initiate with the X button. In the air. And I got another one off just before I landed. So now both guys have a bunch of, okay, so it looks like, okay. So it looks like we have a pretty good opportunity to pile on a bunch of damage on two guys. So who's going to move in between us? How about Leanne? She can move in between us. Let's press the X button, have her move in between her two heroes, or two friends right there. Finish off the guy on the right, and then take out the guy on the left. Press X. Let's get things started. Let's go in the air. There we go. Got the right guy. Took them both out. Look at that. So I performed a tri-attack that gave me the opportunity to wipe out two guys while only using up one orange Beazle on my hit points. And Vash didn't even get a chance to go yet. He didn't need to go. But now he has a chance. I don't think he'll be able to finish this guy off. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the game's not going to let me do that. It's not going to let me pile on damage against this guy. But I'm pretty sure it'll let me get a tri-attack started. Can I get a tri-attack started with 2 guys instead of 3? It looks like I can, because I did it before, but it's probably not going to give me credit. So I'm going to have to set up a three-stage tri-attack. So let's do it the easiest way possible. Let's get this guy out of the way and get the first resonance point. And let's get Vash over here for the second point. We'll make it easy. Just get to the other side of Leanne so she can run in between them. So that's the second. Yeah, Zephyr again. Yes, let Zephyr go again. Actually not Zephyr. Let's let Leanne move in between these guys to make the point. Yes, let's make it a tight line instead of a triangle, huh? So here's the third resonance point. Who's gonna get things started, huh? Well, I'm pressing the LB and the RB button. Whoops, I can't select anyone else. Everyone else's turn has already passed. But it's Zephyr's turn. You know what he can do? He can press the Y button and initiate the tri-attack. Does he have to go first? No. Not for this exercise. In fact, any of these guys can go first. Even though everyone's already taken a turn. But Zephyr got us started by initiating the tri-attack. Any one of us can attack first. But since Zephyr has the blue machine gun, he should go first. So we can pile on the damage, the blue scratch damage. The temporary damage. Then once he does that, any of these jokers with a red gun can finish off this clown. Assuming the game will let us pile on the hit points. But we'll be able to complete the exercise by performing the tri-attack with 3 resonance points in all 3 characters. So let's do it. Press X and get things started. Looks like another guy showed up. It's like another target showed up, basically. But all 3 people participated in the tri-attack with 3 resonance points, so the game will give us credit for performing the tri-attack. I guess they figured that we wouldn't mess that up, but I just showed a couple of examples where we performed a tri-attack and it didn't count. At least not for completing this exercise. So, I think I've proven a number of things in this video so far, which is the tutorial is not as good as explaining the mechanics as I think I am. And I'm going to need to give this another go because there are a lot of bells and whistles that I never got a chance to explain. They're going to make the tri-attack even more useful than what I just showed in this video. And I don't know how many of these nuances I was able to use against the bosses. I'm pretty sure I used a few of these tricks against some of the areas with the walls that had to be jumped over, and characters who needed to be able to take multiple turns. But, you know, after ending their turn, they need to be able to get another shot off. And you saw me there having to manipulate the order of the people who took shots, because I wanted the guy with the blue gun. I wanted Zephyr with the blue machine gun, the scratch damage gun, to go first and take the first 2 turns so that he could attack 2 different enemies before the guys with red guns even got their first shot off. So we saw the guy with the blue machine gun take out 2 enemies and whittle them down before the guys with red guns can finish them off. Which I think might be a pretty useful way of doing this.